Well, it doesn't matter what it is. World Cup qualifiers, Euro qualifiers or Nations League, they always sing the anthem proud here at Cardiff City Stadium. Tuesday night under the lights here on BBC Radio Wales and BBC Sounds. So after that gutsy goalless draw in Turkey, is there a night of goals and glory for Craig Bellamy and his new look men in red side to end the Nations League campaign? Two former Wales goal scorers in our team tonight, so let's join them, Helen Ward and Nathan Blake, alongside Rob Phillips.
Yes, a very warm welcome to the Cardiff City Stadium. As Ian said, the red wall did a bit. Now Craig Bellamy's men look to finish what's been a really promising first campaign on a high for Craig Bellamy and the nation. As ever, in the second game of a two-match programme, Craig Bellamy has run the changes, 4 changes altogether in the Wales side. So they line up with Danny Ward in goal, and then across the back we think it will be Nico Williams at right back. Ben Cabanco comes into that back line to play alongside the 50-cap earner Joe Roden, with Ben Davis equaling Neville Southall's 92 caps tonight, the captain, moving to left back. Then in midfield it'll be Daniel James, Harry Wilson, Josh Sheehan and Liam Cullen, and up front Mark Harris and Brennan Johnson. No David Brooks on the bench today, so Wales are a man light there because Brooks was taken ill overnight, too late to change the squad submitted to UEFA. Iceland make 3 changes from the side that won in Montenegro on Saturday, so they've got Havan Valdimarsson in goal. Across the back, Valgeir Fredriksson, Victor Paulsen, Sevrir Ingerson and Alphonse Samsted. 3 in midfield, Isaac Johansson, Arne Trostausen and John Dagger Porsteinsson. And then their captain is Johan Gudmundsson, and he's playing one side. Andrei Gudjonsson the other, of the real danger man, number 9, Orius Garson of Real Sociedad. The referee is Antonio Nobre of Portugal. All the officials are Portuguese, including the VAR, Fabio Oliveira Melo. It's Iceland who brought the weather with them, all in white, on a freezing night at the Cardiff City Stadium, and a warming campaign so far. Craig Bellamy will hope to finish it in red-hot fashion, and just who knows what that could mean for March next spring. Wales playing from left to right, and Danny Ward had to sit out Saturday in Turkey, where Karl Darlow impressed, but as ever, Craig Bellamy changes his goalkeeper for the second game of each programme. The ball is with Iceland down this near side with Fredriksson, the left back, gets it again, hooks it forward right-footed. There's a chase on for Porsteinsson, but Roden, earning his 50th cap, is there, feeds Sheehan, and Wilson has to go back to his goalkeeper. Ward alongside me, as Ian said, Nathan Blake and Helen Ward.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So what are we making first of the changes? Just to freshen up?
Yeah, I think so. I think Blakey mentioned it in the pre-match, that it's just to freshen it up with the energy levels that this team expends under Craig Bellamy. It's difficult to expect them to all be able to play back-to-back games, so I think it's just a case of freshening up and still probably learning about his squad, even though we're 6 games deep now.
And it's the first opportunity just for him to see Dan James in a start, Rob.
Yeah, absolutely. Which was it was him on the ball then in the orange boots, had his golden cap presentation from Joe Ledley before the game. The ball is out on this left-hand side though, with Fredriksson, who leaves it to Porsteinsson. Porsteinsson pursued by Brennan Johnson. Harris leading the line. In comes Victor Paulsen, slides it across for Ingerson. Ingerson plays for Panathinaikos, so even he'll find this one chilly. And Paulsen in for Aaron Gunnarsson, the former Cardiff player who scored the first Premier League goal for the Bluebirds here but he was injured on Saturday night in Montenegro. 0-0, 2.5 minutes gone. Remember, if Wales win, Turkey lose, they go straight into Group A for the next Nations League and ensure their World Cup qualifying campaign will start in March. But we'll get into all the permutations a bit later. There's a job to be done here first, as Craig Bellamy was saying yesterday. This is Gudmundsson, the former Burnley player, played under Bellamy, out to the left-hand side. Steinsson of Hertha Berlin, pursued by Nico Williams, and that's a foul by Williams. There are 7 Wales players on yellows tonight, and just to say that if it goes to playoffs in March, they will be carried over. So walking a tightrope are Danny Ward, Joe Roden, Nico Williams, Harry Wilson, Brennan Johnson, Chris Mepham and Connor Roberts. Mepham and Roberts are on the bench. 0-0. BBC Radio Wales Sport. Iceland free kick, 20 yards away from the Wales penalty area, left of centre, and it's the experienced Gudmundsson, who plays his football in Saudi Arabia now with Al Oroba, who will take this free kick. And he floats it in, left-footed into that area, just between Ward and the Wales defence, and then there's a foul on on Wilson, and it's 0-0. But that was a dangerous free kick.
Well, it had Wales panicking, 2 players going for the ball, and a bit of a lack of communication there, Rob. But interesting to see the setup, both sort of like a 4-2-3-1 with Cullen for Wales dropping in that hole. Big night for him tonight. Liam Cullen starting from obviously the get-go. You see him make an impression on this game.
Yeah.
Mark Harris also. I thought Josh Sheehan done a really good job in Turkey.
Oscarsson is in behind Cabango, tries to flick it to the right, he does so. Chance here! And was that tipped over the bar? It was by Danny Ward from Isaac Bergman Johansson of Dusseldorf. Inside right position, always going over, I think, but Ward took no chances.
Yeah, that was a little warning there for Wales. I was just looking at the midfield. Our midfield three is quite diminutive in comparison to Iceland, so those aerial balls, those fight balls in the middle aren't going to do us any favours, and that's where it's broken from. And I think it might have been going over, but Danny Ward wasn't to know that, so he had to get fingertips on it to tip it over the bar.
Iceland corner, right hand side. They've got 2 goals in 4 of their 5 Nations League games, so they know how to score. It's taken short and it's pulled across the box, but to nobody in particular, so it's cleared away. Trustausen was unmarked then, coming in that
well, it was a great
side.
set piece. It called Wales sleeping, Rob. Just watching the must be the set piece coach for Iceland with his hands on his head, because that ball, as you said, the ball into the box was really poor, kind of scuffed it, dribbled along the ground. He's looking to just lift it or clip it to the far post, I think.
Well, they're making the early running in the opening 6 minutes here, the Cardiff City Stadium. It's back with Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson across field to Fredriksson. Back to the Plymouth player Paulson. Fredriksson forced back to his goalkeeper, who is the second keeper at Brentford, Valdimarsson. Doesn't get much of a look in there. Ingerson chips it forward, looking for Oscarsson, the Real Sociedad player. The Spanish club paid £20 million for him, and it's looking a good investment.
Good player,
for them.
Rob.
Yeah, he is.
Really good player. Come alive in the second half, didn't he?
Did 3 goals in his last 4 starts for Iceland. Could be the first Iceland player to score in 3 consecutive Nations League games. Let's hope not. Samsted called into the team today from Birmingham unloaded FC20. Hits it too strongly, but Posthuijsen picks it up, then lays it back to Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson kills it across. Free header here. Ward makes a really good save, but then it's driven in on the rebound, and Iceland are ahead. The Welsh defence were nowhere, and it's driven home.
Good Johnson, I think, Rob.
And it's Andri Gudjonsson who's put Iceland ahead and shocked this crowd after just 7 minutes.
Well, I was going to say they should score from the cross in the box, but Zaxon with a great header and an equally matched save by Danny Ward. But I don't think Wales have got going yet. We're 7 minutes into the game and Wales haven't got going. Not at all. They're really going to have to lift this.
Yeah, just looking at the cross, it's a fantastic cross, well timed, and a great save from Danny Ward, and he'll be disappointed that his defenders haven't reacted, because he's made a really good save. Nobody's there to get the rebound away, and he just slipped it through his legs, which is unfortunate. But you have to say Iceland have made all the running so far, and it's almost been coming, even though we're only a few minutes into the game.
Gudjonsson's 8th goal for his country, and this wasn't in the script. What I would say there, Helen, we've just seen the replay, but Danny Ward made a fabulous save from the header, but Gudjonsson's shot went through his legs at the near post.
It did, but do you know, they're almost the hardest ones.
What are you saying? Beating at the near post through his legs? He's got no chance there.
The ones that are nearest the goalkeeper's legs or through the legs are the most difficult ones to save, because he's got no time to react.
Yeah, Chris Point taught me that, Rob. When you play the game, slot it around the keeper's legs. If you get it, and Ian Rush used to say, just get it past the keeper. You don't have to hit corners, just get it past the keeper.
1-0 Wales trail. And of course that gives Turkey real breathing space in Montenegro. It's 0-0 there. Remember, Wales have to win to threaten Turkey's top place. And of course they've got to win to keep or draw to keep Iceland at bay, because if Iceland win this, they finish above Wales in the group, and they will go into the promotion playoff with a side from the A-League next March, and Wales will go into a relegation playoff against one of the sides in the C-Leagues. Sweden won up against Azerbaijan elsewhere, still goalless in Montenegro.
Do you know, H, sometimes when you play in the freezing cold, it's difficult to get your legs going in that first 10 minutes.
Yeah,
that's kind of how Wales have started.
That's a great ball by Gudjonsson, out to this left-hand side again. Poor Steinsson goes back to Gudmundsson, who delivered that cute cross for the free kick, but also for the goal. I think what will really disappoint is that Oskarsson had a free header.
Yeah,
and you just
got
said he's the danger man.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Here's Roden, looking to put it right, trying to feed Harry Wilson. Cleared away, though, by a big boot of Ingerson. So 1-0 Iceland on BBC Radio Wales Sport. This is Cabango for Wales.
Rob, am I right in saying that's the first time Craig's been behind in a game?
Yes, it is. Yeah. It is the first time Wales have fallen behind. His results so far: 0-0 at home against Turkey, 2-1 win against Montenegro, 2-2 in Iceland when they were 2 up, and of course a 1-0 win here against Montenegro last month, and that goalless draw, creditable goalless draw as well, in Kayseri on Saturday night.
Helen's smiling at me.
I'm very impressed, Nathan.
Do you know why I'm chuffed?
Because you said it before Rob.
No, because it shows when you get past 50, you've still got all your faculties, you see.
Well, I proved that many moons ago. Here's Johnson looking to get Wales back on level terms. Wins a corner. Wales' first corner.
It's a goal kick, Rob. It came back off him.
It came off him, yeah.
Those faculties you mentioned.
You're on the ball tonight, Nathan. Like, thank goodness I got youngsters with me. Even though one's got a grey beard. And that's not Helen Ward. 1-0 Iceland. You're listening to BBC Radio Wales Sport. Where else would you be? Valdimarsson taking his age over the goal kick, but he finds Gudjonsson's head, flicks it on. Roden looks angry.
I was going to make a point earlier, Rob, with Mark Harris playing up front. It's the second time I've seen him, but he's got to do more when the ball's coming up to him in the air. not just like half challenge he does sometimes. He's got to try and win some flick-ons, because you win that flick-on, and 9 times out of 10, if you've got a player gambling, he's either one-on-one with the keeper or he's outpacing the defender. So it's so important just to keep that momentum as well.
Oh, ball in behind the Wales defence. Oscarson is through here. Plenty to do. Roden gets across in the nick of time. I think Oscarson, cutting in from the right, was ready to pull the trigger then. He is tall, he is lean, he's wearing gloves, but he's in red-hot form. He's got a bit of pace about him. We were talking
he plays with his back to goal, Rob. He's like an old-school centre-forward. He's got decent pace, plays with his back to goal, really good first touch, and a brilliant finisher.
Cabango in behind. Was Johnson onside? The flag stays down. Brennan Johnson denied by Valdemarson. Now the flag goes up.
Yeah, it looked pretty straightforward, that one. I think he just went too early. It was a nice little ball by Ben Cabango, but I think Brennan Johnson just about strayed a yard or two offside.
Craig Bellamy was actually angry with the offside decision against Turkey on Saturday. He felt the lines were not straight, and politely inquired of the press yesterday why we didn't ask him about it. So
he's got the right attire on tonight, at least.
He has. Big coat. We're all well wrapped up today. Big clearance by Valdemarson. Finds Gudjonsson, tries to burst through the 2 Wales players in the penalty area. Sheehan went to ground, but Roden was there as well.
Yeah, that's something that Wales can't afford, right, Rob? It's a 70-80 yard pass from almost box to box, and Gudjonsson gets his first touch just outside the 18-yard box. Okay, there's Roden behind him, but there's no one in front just trying to stop that. It's too easy.
Yeah, absolutely. Fredriksson takes the throw in. Gudjonsson is forced off it, and Wales get the throw, which Brennan Johnson wanted. And now seeing, Helen, what you said, that I think it was you who said it, one of you said how small the Wales midfield looks compared to their opposite numbers.
It was me, but
yeah.
I do have a bit of a husky voice this evening, so I can understand why you're mistaken.
Yeah, but as I said, you haven't got a beard. So, no, but it's striking, isn't it?
You've seen it in the lineup, Rob. The teams for the anthems, they look a fair size bigger than Wales.
So it'll be another test for Craig Bellamy and his squad. As he said, you've got to come through pain sometimes. No sides are ever going to lay down for you. Well, Cullen was caught in possession, then wanted a free kick, not given, and Cabango's in the right place to hook the ball away. Now Wilson in midfield. Wales need a bit of control in that midfield. Davis is forward. They've got men going forward as Ben Davis can't get it past the defender, though, who was Johannesson. And it's back with Wilson on halfway. 1-0 Iceland lead. We've played nearly 16 minutes on BBC Radio Wales Sport. Davis forward, easily cut out though by Ingerson. There was a late challenge that time by Cullen on Samsted. Iceland are ranked 70th in the world, Wales 29th, so it's a game Wales should be winning, but could and should. There's a big difference. First visit here since 2014 on that Bale goal. As the free kick is driven forward, Gudjonsson heads down to Fredriksson, who knocks it past Wilson and then knocks it out for a throw.
Well, you can see Iceland's game plan, can't you? Every defensive set piece they're getting, they're just absolutely launching it, putting 4 or 5 men on Wales's back line and competing in the air, because they understand and realise they have got that height advantage.
There's a real wrestling match going on between Oscarson
And
Sheehan.
It's not really a fair fight there.
Oh no, look at it. He towers over him, doesn't he, Oscar?
Yeah,
He towers over the ref as well.
Sheehan was just trying to block his run and hold him at the same time, and then Oscarson has just manhandled him basically.
I can only assume the referee speaks decent English, because he was giving them a few of his choice words then. Well, Wilson just manages to find Cabango with possession and allows Davis to move forward down that left-hand side. Turns, pirouettes though, to hold it up or just be inside his own half. And now Cabango hits it out towards Johnson, but Fredriksson read that. Gudmundsson heads it on. Nico Williams on this right-hand side now, exchanges passes with Johnson. Johnson pulled down by Gudmundsson. Aga Haraider looks absolutely furious with his captain for tonight for doing that. And Iceland take the Wales take the free kick quickly, but too quickly for the referee. 1-0 Iceland lead, 18 minutes gone. Now what can Wales do with virtually their first attacking window, apart from a corner which didn't amount to anything? Wilson and Sheehan are stood over it. Cabango and Roden are up from the back, so are Davis. The Iceland defensive line is along its penalty area tram line. I don't know whether Wilson fancies bending this from this distance. There's two in the wall. He curls it up beyond, looking for Ben Davis, but I think they were aware of that, but they do win a corner.
Yeah, decent little ball from Harry Wilson. It would have been difficult for Ben Davis to do too much with it, so I think a corner is probably the best they could have hoped for. There's so much height in there, we've spoken about it already. I think Wales going to need to be quite creative on set-piece situations, maybe not just sling it into the box every time. Happy to be proved wrong though as we score from a header from this corner.
Corner comes in from Sheehan and cleared away. Montenegro have had a goal disallowed by VAR against Turkey. They're better than their no points suggest, the Montenegro, as Wales found out. Davis gets it nicked off him though in an advanced position. Now Oscarsson bursts through the middle, still in his own half, but he's got Fredriksson, a willing runner, down the left-hand side. There are plenty of red shirts back, including Dan James. Dan James is hauled over by Fredriksson, who wants the free kick, but he's not going to get that. It's taken quickly by Wales. Brennan Johnson, right-hand side. Wales playing all red, left to right. I think Craig Bellamy wanted that taken with a bit more patience then.
I thought I would have wanted Brennan Johnson to get at the fullback there. I think it's all a bit too slow at the moment. The tempo is way too slow when you're a winger and you're up against a fullback 1v1. Brennan was there. I'm asking him to get at him.
Cullen has made a run forward, but he's ignored as Davis goes back to Cabango on halfway. Cabango across to Roden. Roden wide to Johnson. Cuts inside from this near touchline. Thought he saw a space but held it up. Nico Williams. Wilson has gone ahead down this right side, but he goes back to Roden. Nico Williams makes himself available again. Cabango. Now Davis. James had made the run that time in the orange boots, but he's ignored too, so they're building with Nico Williams on halfway. Evades the challenge of Posteinson. Here's James now. Chance maybe to take on Samstead in a foot race, but goes back instead. And at the moment, Iceland just shuffling across field and looking to block all the holes. Davis wide to James. Now he might fancy taking on Samstead. Goes inside to Harris. Harris has to hold it up to go back though. Now James, they're moving forward now, Wales. Dan James, well marshalled with two up against him. Sheehan, lovely ball in behind for James. And Paulson is there to knock it out for a corner.
That was better from Wales, patient but moving the ball a bit quicker, which allows them to open up spaces, and Ben Davies taking up a pocket inside to...
Corner taken short, James curled it in, headed away at the near post. Sheehan goes diving for the ball and gets it. To deny a counter for Iceland, though Wales had men back. Now Roden again in the centre circle. Midway through the first half, 1-0 Iceland. Johnson takes on Fredriksson, 10 yards from the byline. Now it goes deeper. Now he's into the penalty area, edge of the box. Cullen shoots straight through to Valdimarsson.
Starting to have a little bit of a spell now, Wales, which is good. You know, they hadn't got into the game at all up until this point, but a couple of minutes of decent possession. But Nathan said it has to be quicker, has to move faster, because Iceland are happily sitting there, 2 banks of 4, a couple of forwards all behind the ball. They're going to slow it down as much as they can, so it's important to keep moving, keep the ball moving and interchange positions. That's going to disrupt them.
Now there's an Iceland player having treatment, so Craig Bellamy calls every member of his squad across to the near side and his dugout to have words. There he goes, he's in full flow now, just explaining what has to change. The Dutch are 1 up in Bosnia. Wales are 1 down here. So in the live table of Group B, Section 4 in Group B, it's Turkey top with 12 points, Iceland second with 10 points, Wales third with 9 points, and Montenegro, because they're drawing with Turkey, just have the 1 point. So Craig Bellamy will think that he's used that well. It's Óskarsson who was down for Iceland, and you know, he may be coming off. I think he is. They've got a sub warmed up. Ori Óskarsson, the danger man as far as the visitors are concerned, will not get the chance to score in 3 consecutive Nations League games, because his night is over after 25 minutes. And in his place is Mikael Ellertsson of Venezia. Nathan Blake, how big a blow is that?
That's a huge blow, Rob. It's great for Wales, but for Iceland, that's a huge blow. You've seen how important he is, and he was having an impact in the game also.
So clearance by Valdimarsson. Roden wins the header, and they almost get it over the top of Nico Williams. Good Monson. Ellertsson first touch is a good one back to Good Jonsson. Now Posteinsen thinks about crossing, sends 2 players the wrong way, and again turns back again. He still hasn't crossed the ball. He does now. Low. It's thudded away, and a shot from the defender Ingerson swerves high and wide into the Canton stand.
I'm an Icelandic centre forward in there. I'm having a right pop at my winger there for not getting the ball in. Stop taking the mickey and get the ball in the box. But thankfully for Wales, he chose not to.
Spoken like a true striker.
Always.
Absolutely.
I think Nathan Blake has made a few strikers wait in his time, mind.
No, I used to get the ball in the box early, Rob, in my Cardiff City days. Beat the full back, get it in. Can you remember?
Twice?
Yeah, well, you know.
If you got it, flaunt it.
Chris Pike, Carl Dale fighting at that near post. They knew what was coming.
1-0. Could do with a bit of that magic now. And of course, still time with only 27 minutes gone, but I would remind you that Wales haven't scored in the second half of any game under Craig Bellamy.
They seem to find it difficult to find a rhythm, Rob. Maybe the changes haven't helped too much.
Oh, Wilson was being tugged back then by Good Monson.
I think Harry Wilson being in a slightly deeper position doesn't play to his strengths as much.
Here's Johnson on the outside, crosses into the box. It's headed down by Paulson, and then it's cleared away by Posteinson, only as far as Cabango, who feeds Wilson, turns away from Ellertson, the substitute. Wales have worked that well until Johnson gives the ball away. Wilson is off on the side now, slightly injured. I hope it's slightly anyway. He's coming back on now. I think he is. I think he just took a knock. And now he goes to ground to get a bit of treatment, maybe.
Yeah, it's a great point Hannah's made. I think he might, if he was to make changes half-time or just after, I think he can look at Joe Allen and Jordan James in that midfield and pushing Harry Wilson forward, taking off Cullen and taking off Sheehan, because they're not having much influence in the game at the moment.
No.
Cullen's in that sort of 10 role. That's that, you know, that's that player who's going to really set things up, creative. He's just not being able to get that impact at the moment. Like I said, the team is struggling to get into any sort of rhythm.
Here's Sheehan, bit of space in the centre circle. Williams on the right side. Johnson is further ahead and further right. Wilson has made a run in behind. He's onside. Tracked by Gudmundsson, plays it to Johnson, edge of the penalty area, lays it back for Ben Davis, but they're quick on that, and they've intercepted the ball under James, and now there's an Iceland break on Ellertson, mucked it up in the centre circle, holds it on though, holds on to it, and Gudmundsson is tackled by Roden.
Yeah, just got stuck between his feet.
Wilson again. And Montenegro lead Turkey by a 1-0.
With a goal disallowed.
And with a goal disallowed as well.
Stranger things have happened, Rob.
You never know. Wales have got to win this one first, though. And it's 1-0 Iceland at the moment, approaching the half-hour mark here on BBC Radio Wales.
Yeah, I'm just watching Cullen. He's looking to threaten the line in behind all the time. A bit too early, though. I think sometimes he can go to the ball. He needs to be able to create that link between him and Sheehan, rather than he's playing like as a striker rather than as a number 10. He's playing like a high up and looking to get in behind. But I'd be saying that's Harris's job, or we've got Dan James and Johnson on the flanks who can make that diagonal run inside their fullbacks. Just come for a moment and just come and link between Wilson and Sheehan if you're Cullen.
Nikola Kristovic has caused Turkey a bit of trouble in Montenegro. He's given the Montenegrins the lead. And there's a yellow card as well for Samsted of Iceland for a foul. Things are warming up in B4.
My feet aren't warming up, Rob, I'll tell you that.
Don't forget, we got Call Rob tonight. Don't like to flick more paint on you, Nathan. But Call Rob, myself and Nathan Blake taking your calls on 03700 100 110. By then we might not even be able to talk, so make sure you ring us and do the talking for us.
Just chatter.
Yeah. You can text Jess on 81012. And you can post to our BBC Radio Wales with your thoughts on Craig Bellamy's first campaign. We'll know where we are then.
Yeah, we're a couple of yards off at the moment, Rob. We're finding it very comfortable, just knocking the ball around, growing in confidence. We're just arriving every time we arrive into the ball, just a yard or two too late.
Here's Roden. Just haven't got going, have they? Haven't got going. A bit like in the second half at Iceland. And in Montenegro as well, you might say, although that was extenuating circumstances with the storm there. So wide to Johnson again. He looks the most likely. Nice ball through to Nico Williams. Paulson is across to the near touchline. Williams takes a couple of touches. Now Johnson curls in the cross. Oh my word, didn't his country need it? 32 minutes gone. Wales won, Iceland won.
Yeah, it's just a good goal all round, Rob. Good play down his left-hand side, patience as well. Nico Williams, little ball back. I think it's Harry Wilson, and a lovely ball, and a great run across his defender from Cullen. Just gets ahead of him, sneaks his header, turns his head a little, and plants it in the far corner. Really good goal.
Yeah, great little ball from, I think it's Brendan Johnson actually on his left foot, and I don't see him use his left foot very often, but he should try and do that more, because that was a lovely little ball just over the top of the two big centre halves, and a brilliantly timed run, as you said, from Liam Cullen, and gets his rewards and a goal at the end of it.
Well, that has eased the nerves around the Cardiff City Stadium, no doubt about that. So with that goal, Wales are back in second place, a point behind Turkey. But remember, if Wales win and Turkey lose, and they are trailing 1-0 at the moment, then there'll be no playoffs. They will get immediate automatic promotion to League A in the Nations League. And another little hurdle crossed. Wales have come back having been a goal down for the first time under Craig Bellamy, as Nathan Blake pointed out. So we should give him due credit. With Iceland without Óskarsson, it's going to be a real test for them now. Just said it, didn't you, Helen, that Wales are just starting to get a little bit of a foothold in the game. Yeah,
they were, and a little bit more football being played at this end of the pitch, which is always a good sign. And I think Iceland had a very short little spell where it looked like we were chasing shadows, but in possession we were using the ball slightly better, and yeah, got the reward at the end of it. As I said, a really great little cross from Brendan Johnson, and a fantastically timed header.
Yeah,
real deft touch, wasn't it?
Yeah, really nice.
Get too much on that, it goes straight into the keeper's hands.
Handball against Ben Davis. So Iceland will have a free kick, which I'm sure will go into the Wales penalty area, although they don't have Óskarsson now, of course. Just a reminder, he's gone off. Their in-form striker. Gudmundsson is there again with Þorsteinsson. It's out on the right-hand side, good 20-odd yards from the corner of the Wales penalty area. Flicked in again! Oh, Gudmundsson got clear and flicked in wide, and that's the second time that Wales have been wanting at a free kick.
It's an acres of space as well, Rob. Right-footed ball in from the right-hand side. Look at that. They drive a bus through there.
Yeah, he's a million miles from anyone, isn't he? I don't know if it was Mark Harris who had let him go.
Yeah, I think
probably
it was
would have
Harris.
had time to take a touch.
He could have, and a second touch.
Yeah. So Wales are living dangerously, you have to say. Bad news from Montenegro. Turkey have equalised. Yildiz has made it 1-1 in Montenegro, so it's 1-1 in both games in B4 of the Nations League here on BBC Radio Wales. Ward beaten by Gudmundsson, and probably grateful to see Gudjonson's first time flick go high and wide just now. As Wales tried to build through, Nico Williams loses out to Þorsteinsson. Gudmundsson heads his way into the penalty area. Good tackle by Williams, but Gudmundsson curls in across, not cleared by the Wales defence. Curled in again, beyond the Wales defence. Þorsteinsson, far side of the penalty area, chips it across, headed off the line, I think, by Cabango.
Looking really susceptible to crosses at the moment.
Now it's Samsted. Paulson wide to Fredriksson. He's causing problems here on Posteinsen down this left-hand side. Posteinsen's up ahead. Low crossing by Fredriksson. And Johnson thought that Nico Williams was behind him, so back-heeled it up for a throw.
Johnson's put some lovely balls in, hasn't he? Yeah,
and just to remind you, Turkey is 1-1. Fredriksson with the throw, left-hand side. This group is on a knife edge. Fredriksson crosses into the box. Wales are really being tested at the back. And they'll settle for that as Johnson makes what I would say is an exaggerated appeal for a foul.
What a stupid foul to give away, though.
Yeah, it was rather.
Got your team, got the opponent under pressure, locked in the corner. Okay, yes, Johnson may have exaggerated a little, but still, it was still a shove in the back.
And it's 1-1. It's 1-1 in Moldova as well. So at the moment, Turkey are 2 points above Wales in the group.
That's better from Harris.
Ellertson caught a clip from Cabango then, but play goes on. Johnson tripped by Posteinsen. Free kick to Wales on the halfway line. "39 minutes gone, and among the most testing 39 minutes that Craig Bellamy has had as Wales manager so far, I would suggest. He's had difficult halves, not least the second half in Iceland, the second half in Montenegro as well, and a real tough test on Saturday in Turkey. But on this one, the team is not functioning as we know it can, and that's the difference, I'd say. But they're still in it, 1-1, which is a sign of a good team. Posteinsen cuts in from the left-hand side, thought about crossing deep right-footed, instead plays the ball back. It's now with Valdemaisen, and there's about 5 Iceland players offside. There you go. Posteinsen is one of them. Joe Rodon claps the defence, I think, and he also claps the linesman. They don't get many applause, do they? Bless them.
They're normally wrong, that's why.
Oh, you're brutal. Remind me how many times you were caught offside as a player.
Not very many.
All right.
Not correctly, anyway.
Lovely turn by Gudmundsson, and he actually leaves Dan James on his knees then. And now Fredriksson attacks down the left side. Arga Haraider said last night his side would come to attack Wales, and that's what they're doing. Posteinsen cross in from the left. Oh, they're lining up at the far post, and then it's driven over by Gudmundsson again. I make that 3 really good chances for Iceland.
Defensively, I think we're all over the place, to be honest with you, Rob. Crosses coming in the box, and there's just people spare every time. I mean, there were 2 spare that time. Set pieces, there's been at least 2 very good opportunities.
Yeah,
like you said, they're lining it up. Sorry, H.
No, I was just going to say, you wonder if he might have a look at changing something in there in the half-time break, because you're right, it just looks uncomfortable at best.
That's a really good word to sum it up, I'd say. I wish I'd thought of that. Anyway, Mark Harris onto a mistake in midfield, drives forward. Johnson wants it. Brennan Johnson hits it. And Valdemaisen pushes it wide. A rising shot from the Tottenham player.
I'll be honest with you, I'm shooting there. Once I beat that defender from Mark Harris, I'm looking to bend down to the keeper's left, down in the bottom corner.
And if not, you've got to put a little bit more on the pass, maybe.
Absolutely.
So he's not waiting for it so long. It's a strange old save, but he's done well to get it on target there, because I think there just needed to be a bit more on that pass from Mark Harris there.
Wilson with the corner from the right-hand side, takes it short to Sheehan. Sheehan goes back to Nico Williams. He floats in across. Cabango stayed up. Gudmundsson heads it out. James picks it up. Now it's Wilson, one of the deepest players, and he's overhit that ball out towards Cabango and out for a goal kick. 42 minutes gone. Wales won, Iceland won. Iceland took the lead through Andre Gudjonsson, sorry. And Liam Cullen's first goal for Wales equalised on 33 minutes. But I would say Gudjonsson could have had a hat-trick.
Yeah.
And actually, the last time, he probably wasn't the best placed, one of the two coming in.
Yeah.
So, all part of the learning curve for Craig Bellamy against the coach Aga Haraido, who's 71, and this is his 867th game as a manager. And he is, of course, the only coach to win 3 leagues in 3 different Scandinavian countries. And like Bellamy, played for Manchester City and Norwich. Davis, quicker than Samsted there to get the pass out to the left side. 1 or 2 heading for their half-time cuppers. As Davis goes back to Cabango on halfway. James, foot race with Samsted, and James gets there, curls back across from the byline. It's only half cleared, it's more clear now by Fredriksson. Sheehan and Wilson are trying to keep it in Wales' possession. Gudjonsson thought it was a high foot, but Wilson was in control then. Montenegro are back in front against Turkey. It's 2-1 there now. Wow, what a group this is. Go ball into the Iceland box. Valdimarsson collects. Kristovic has got another for the home side. Nikola Kristovic of Lecce in Italy. And now in the group standings, there's only 1 point between Turkey in top spot and Wales in second. Harris. Back to Wilson. Williams. Wilson again. And the clock is ticking down to half-time. There's 1 stop for injury for the loss to Iceland of Oscarsson. Ward hits it long, looking for the goal scorer. Cullen beaten in the air. James can't pick up the second ball, but Harris does. Out to Johnson. Johnson takes a touch, blasts it at Fredriksson. Then it breaks to Wilson. Williams has made a decoy run. Wilson still going, shoots low from 15 yards. Valdimarsson right behind it.
Yeah, he'd be disappointed because he'd done all the hard work. And once he had that clearance, the ball on his left foot, I'm expecting him to get it past the keeper. Where is he? Probably 12 yards out. Really good feet by Harry Wilson.
2 minutes of added time to play. 1-1 at the Cardiff City Stadium on Radio World Sport. Ball is lobbed out to that right-hand side for Iceland, who are all in white. They brought the ice with them today. Paulson shifts forward. Fredriksson. Great tackle by Wilson. He didn't wait for Gudmundsson to receive it. Chance it down, James! Valdimarsson stopped the cross. But Cullen is there again! And Liam Cullen has got his and Wales' second. This time it's a coaching special. And after an uncomfortable first half, Wales are leading by 2 goals to 1.
That's fantastic, isn't it? I think really good. What we've seen in the last 5-10 minutes is Harry Wilson playing a little bit more on the front foot, getting himself a little bit higher up. And Mark Harris has really come into the game. You know, he's not going to get the headlines because he's not scoring the goals, but he's really picking up some great areas and he's being able to help his team. Plays a lovely ball through to Dan James. You thought he was going to score. Decent enough save from the keeper, but Liam Cullen doing what all good forwards do and following in everything. Gets a little touch on it and manages to help it over the line for his second goal. Fantastic from Wales.
Well, Craig Bellamy was telling us yesterday how much he rates Liam Cullen. Swansea just put him on a 3.5-year contract, of course, but he was saying he had him at, I think it was the under-17s he was coaching. He said he was really impressed by Cullen then, but thinks he's a top-class footballer now. And he has certainly, well, you'd probably say dug Wales out of a hole in this first half.
Yeah, I think Helen makes a great point, though. Mark Harris, far more aggressive in the way he's playing and taking up much better positions, Rob.
Well, what a half that has been for Wales. They were on the back foot early on when Gudjonsson put Iceland ahead, but 2 goals from Liam Cullen in the space of 13 minutes has turned this game on its head. There's still a match to be won. Iceland, we know, will come back on Wales in the second half. It's been uncomfortable on times, but Wales have their noses ahead. It's Wales 2, Iceland 1 at half-time.
Well, a star is born. What a half. Oh, what a half for Liam Cullen. And as it stands, those goals from the Swansea striker are getting Wales promoted to the A-League. As it stands, at one point during that first half, you're thinking that Wales are going into a relegation playoff next March, the way that things were going here and in the other game in the group. But suddenly, they are top of the table. Wales leading on 12 points. Turkey, who trail in Montenegro, second on 11. Iceland, third on 7. And then Montenegro, bottom on 3 points. That is as it stands. We'll see what twists and turns are to come. But who'd have thought that, Helen Ward? At half-time, Wales would be leading by 2-1, because actually for a lot of that half, it was the most uninspiring we've seen of Wales during the Craig Bellamy era.
Yeah, really slow start, really poor. Looked like Iceland were going to score every time they got in and around our half, let alone inside the Wales penalty area. But they grew into the game gradually, not till very late on, really. But you have to give them credit. They've got character, they've got heart, they've got everything you'd expect from a Craig Bellamy team in that sense. So you have to give them credit for that, going on to get the 2 goals and find themselves in front. And, you know, for all the question marks over the Nations League, should it stay, should it not? You've said it there, they've been in 3 different positions during the course of this game. And it just shows how much there is to play for and how much excitement there can be on the table. So, yeah, an exciting half and hopefully more of the same in the second.
Yeah, you don't get that in friendly games, do you? All of those possibilities. First goal that Wales had conceded at home in more than 5 hours of football. Finland in the Euro 2024 playoff semi-final in March was the last one here in Cardiff. But then Cullen, the 2-goal hero to turn it around. First and then second goals for Wales. First goal he scored actually since September when he scored for Swansea at Coventry. And really important for him. Obviously we've got Mark Harris, Nathan, and Liam Cullen playing games, and some people might say, why do they keep getting picked all the time? They're not scoring. But, you know, for him today, suddenly, there you go. That's why he's in the team.
Yeah, and like I said towards the end there, Ian, it wasn't just Liam Cullen getting those goals, which is fantastic. Helen made the point that Mark Harris was coming into the game more and more. You know, the first 25-30 minutes, he wasn't really taking up good positions or anything like that, but the last 10-15 minutes of that half, getting into good positions, backing into defenders, trying to hold the ball up. And I always say it's so important for any team that if you're playing as a striker, you've got to be that platform. You've got to be able to connect play. It's not just about goal scoring. And he hasn't got the goals tonight, but very good hold-up play and very good interlinking play. And it's great to see Liam Cullen get 2 goals.
Wales 2, Iceland 1, Montenegro 2, Turkey 1. So intriguing. You don't want to miss the second half. Commentary to come then on Radio Wales Sport with Helen, Nathan and Rob, and on BBC Sounds after we get a roundup of the rest of the day's sports news. That is after the latest at Radio Wales News headlines, the travel and the weather as well, with Lynn Morgan.
This is Radio Wales on BBC Sounds or on your smart speaker. Play BBC Radio Wales.
BBC News for Wales. Sir Keir Starmer has said he won't reverse the changes to inheritance taxes announced in the budget, despite 10,000 farmers, which included busloads of Welsh farmers, gathering in Westminster today to demonstrate against the policy. It'll tax agricultural assets worth more than £1 million at 20%. The Prime Minister has insisted the vast majority of farms will be unaffected. These farmers told us what they think.
Farmers shouldn't have to fill that hole. That's government inefficiencies for generations. If we ran our own businesses with those same inefficiencies, we'd all be out of business.
The farm is actually in my name at the moment. So maybe my message would be, with a bit of luck and a lot of good health, I might be around for a few years to feed the MPs, but my children will not be there to feed their children.
The Prime Minister has defended his decision to means test winter fuel payments for pensioners by saying new government analysis doesn't take into account policies aimed at supporting pensioners. The Department for Work and Pensions estimates that an additional 50,000 UK pensioners will be living in relative poverty next year, after changes to the rules, which mean the £300 payment is now only provided to people receiving pension credit. Sir Keir Starmer said the report didn't take into account the benefits, such as the warm home discount. US and Ukrainian officials have confirmed Kyiv used American-made missiles to strike inside Russian territory this morning. Just yesterday, Washington gave Ukraine permission to carry out such attacks. The Ministry of Defense in Moscow said Ukraine used missiles known as ATACMS to target an ammunition store in the Bryansk region. They said 5 missiles were shot down and 1 damaged, causing a fire. Swansea Crown Court has been told DNA belonging to the man accused of murdering a retired riding instructor was found on her underwear. 71-year-old Wendy Buckney was discovered dead in her flat in Clydach in August of 2022. Her neighbour, Brian Whitelock, denies murder. He admits manslaughter on the grounds of diminished responsibility. Colette Hume has more on this continuing trial.
This was Neil Wilson, and he said he believed that tests had found that some of the DNA found on her underwear had originated from Brian Whitelock, the man accused of her murder. He also told the court that tests on intimate swabs taken from Miss Buckney detected a trace amount of cells, but it was not possible to determine who they belonged to. There simply was not enough material there. The forensic scientist also talked about the blood found at Wendy Buckney's first floor or ground floor flat, and he said that the blood splatter and spatter indicated that she was hit while she was lying on the floor of her sitting room.
Private healthcare will be used to reduce long waiting times in the NHS, according to the Welsh Health Secretary. Jeremy Miles said £50 million will be given to health boards to provide more treatments, tests and outpatient appointments. He said private hospitals would be used where necessary. Plaid Cymru has accused Labour of having to absorb added costs from their mismanagement of the health system. That's the BBC News for Wales. The time now coming round to 19 minutes to 9 o'clock.
BBC Radio Wales Travel.
And a very good evening to you. My name is Johnny Ratner with your very latest travel news. Big problems just across the border in the northwest of England do continue in Cheshire tonight. The northbound carriageway of the M53 remains cordoned off from junction 10 to 9, just south of Ellesmere Port. They're recovering a bus that caught fire and left a large spillage all over the motorway this afternoon. Back home in Caerphilly town centre, Market Street remains cordoned off on that one-way stretch. Police are at the scene just off the junction at Castle Street as investigation work continues following an accident, and of course naturally keeping an eye on the speed sensors down in the capital in Cardiff as Wales take on Iceland in the Nations League match tonight. Not looking too bad actually on the A4232 and the Leckwith Road as the match has got well underway. Buses replaced Transport for Wales trains between Llandudno and Blaenau Festiniog due to the adverse weather, as we've been hearing, and for now that is the very latest for you from BBC Radio Wales Travel.
BBC Radio Wales weather.
Yes, that weather forecast. The Met Office has issued snow and ice warnings for Wales, and all last until tomorrow morning. This evening, though, becoming clear and cold. However, cloud and wintry showers will move in from the northwest tonight. Remaining dry and clear in the south, though, and a breezy night. Minimum temperature -2 to +2 degrees Celsius for most, but no lower than 3 to 4 Celsius along the coast. Wednesday will see a brisk northerly to northwesterly wind, resulting in cold conditions and a mix mix of sunny spells, variable cloud and scattered wintry showers that is, moving in from the northwest. Maximum temperature tomorrow 2 to 4 Celsius, no lower than 5 to 7 Celsius along the coast. And that's the forecast.
Your team for Welsh sport. BBC Radio Wales Sport.
Well, it may be cold, but it's warming up for Wales in the Nations League. What a first half we've had against Iceland. Wales facing a relegation playoff at one point, but a 2-goal hero puts them back on course for promotion.
It's Iceland who brought the weather with them, all in white, on a freezing night at the Cardiff City Stadium, and a warming campaign so far. Craig Bellamy will hope to finish it in red-hot fashion. Posthuizen picks it up, then lays it back to Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson curls it across, free header here. Ward makes a really good save, but then it's driven in on the rebound, and Iceland are ahead. Williams takes a couple of touches, now Johnson curls in the cross. Deftest of headers, Cullen strikes his first Wales goal, and my word, didn't his country need it? Great tackle by Wilson. He didn't wait for Gudmundsson to receive it. Chance at Dan James. Ollivarsson stopped the first chance, but Cullen is there again, and Liam Cullen has got his Wales' second. And after an uncomfortable first half, Wales are leading by 2-1.
This is BBC Radio Wales Sport
with Ian Hunt.
Yeah, what a swing from low to high. It is Wales 2, Iceland 1. Going behind, as you heard there, on 7 minutes through Oscarson, but then 2 goals in 15 minutes from Liam Cullen. His first and his second for his country. Flips the game on the head and flips the top 2 in the group, because Turkey, leaders at the start of the night, are 2-1 down in Montenegro. So as it stands, Wales will be promoted to League A. No need for a playoffs, and then it will be Turkey facing a promotion playoff and the relegation playoffs for Iceland. Find out with us what happens. Second half commentary on the way, and also afterwards you can have your say in Call Rob at about 9:45 with Nathan Blake on 03700 100 110. The only other group across the Nations League with something to play for still is in Group 1, also in League B, where 3 teams can still be promoted automatically. The Czech Republic currently heading to League A, 2-0 up against Georgia. Themselves could be promoted if they win. Ukraine currently in the promotion playoffs, 2-0 up in Albania, who as it stands are relegated. Wales under-19s beat Liechtenstein 5-0 in Falkirk in their European Championship qualifier earlier. A hat-trick from Manchester United's Gabriel Biancheri from Cardiff. They'll seal second in the group at a place in spring's elite qualifying round if Scotland fail to beat France, which is currently goalless. In the rugby, we are looking forward to Saturday, of course, and South Africa coming to the Principality Stadium to face Wales. Their double World Cup winning coach, Rassie Erasmus, has backed Wales' under-pressure boss Warren Gatland before Saturday's meeting in Cardiff. Wales' defeat to Australia on Sunday, of course, meaning that Gatland's side slumped to a record 11th successive loss.
Warren can't all of a sudden become a bad coach with his track record. I know the record of losing 11 on the trot is obviously not great. Warren is a great coach, and I do know they've got great players, and whatever is not clicking quite there, I think he is a guy who has fixed things before, but deeper than that, I don't know the well set up to that.
Well, Erasmus has made 7 changes to the side that beat England last weekend. Brothers Jaden and Jordan Hendrickse starting at half-back for the first time. Radio Wales Sport live from the Principality Stadium and the racecourse as well on Saturday with 4 rugby and football commentaries. But what drama awaits us here then at the Cardiff City Stadium this Tuesday evening with Iceland and Wales back out for the second half. Wales 2, Iceland 1, and what can we expect? Helen Wall, I wonder, Craig Bellamy would have had an idea what he was going to say when they were 1-0 down. Would have been a tough half-time team talk. The Liam Cullen double changed all that. So what do they do now?
Yeah, I think he's going to want a bit of a quicker start than we saw in the first half. I think they probably realises they've maybe got away with one a little bit by coming in and 2-1 up, but he'll take it and he'll be pleased for that. But I think he'll be expecting to see a little bit more from his team in the second half.
Well, stay with us. Wales heading to League A as it stands. Let's rejoin Helen, Nathan Blake and Rob Phillips. What a first half that was.
Absolutely, follow that. Montenegro leading Turkey 2-1 as well. So at the moment, if the world stopped, Wales would be top in the group and getting automatic promotion to League A of the next Nations League. It's astonishing, really, given that it was one of the more uncomfortable halves that Wales have faced. And of course, for the first time that Wales fell behind in a game. All that to be discussed on Call Rob tonight. We wonder what else there'll be to be discussed in the next 45 minutes. The teams are out. The referee is jogging around to keep warm. He dare not start until the TV companies have finished their adverts, of course. Meanwhile, we've got a waffle. Well, I have. And with a bit of help from Nathan Blake, who's well used to my waffling. Liam Cullen, what a hero. Star is born, as Ian said, as Wales kick off again. No changes. So it's a Warding goal. Williams, right back. Roden, Cabango and Davis. And then in midfield, good header by Cabango, but the ball has come back into the Wales half. Give it the team as soon as there's a break now. Actually, the midfield is Sheehan, Wilson and James, with 2-goal Cullen and Mark Harris leading the line. And as we said, Iceland are already without their danger man, Orjaskarsson, as Cullen takes the free kick quickly, looking for James. Samsted comes across and heads it out for a throw.
Cullen's in that hat-trick form, Rob.
He is.
Really?
He is. He's looking really sharp. Roden is still wearing the, I'm sure it's not the same head bandage that he had on with his battle with Mark Harris on Saturday in Turkey, when the two collided.
Yeah, that's a rule, Rob. You've got to wear the same headband that you wore in the last game. You're not allowed to change it. I'm surprised you didn't know that.
What do I know? There is a change, actually. Gudmundsson for Iceland is off, the captain. Would quickly draw a veil over that. And it's the number 16, Stefan Thordarson of Preston, going into the midfield. And he already adds to the height advantage they already have. He's quite tall. He's wearing a band around his blonde hair. It's a Wales free kick. Wales playing right to left towards the vocal Canton end, doing great voice at the start. And at the end, after Cullen's second goal, it transformed matters in the space of 12-13 minutes. Free kick taken short. Wilson on the edge of the centre circle. Looks to the runner, Brennan Johnson, but he can't get there. Nathan Blake.
Yeah, I think Wales now, Rob, I think they can not afford to settle or slow the game down, but almost press the restart button, because you have to say they had more possession and more attempts on goal in that first half, but the clear-cut opportunities fell to Iceland. But if Wales can get themselves 2 goals ahead here, it could be a fantastic night for them.
So they've just got underway in Montenegro, so Wales may have a bit of a wait at the end, which makes life awkward for us as well, but hey, we'll cope with that if it's the right score in the end. And the right score would be as it is now. Wales winning, Turkey losing. Don't go anywhere on March the 20th and the 25th. Well, actually, if Wales win the group, they won't worry about that. It'll be a World Cup instead. And just a reminder that the draw for the playoffs of the Nations League is Friday in Lyon. And as ever, with the World Cup, it's soon upon us. And the draw is on December the 13th, with Wales in pot 2. Lovely touch by Harris, sends Johnson down the right side. Fredriksson has got goal side of him, and he does enough to block Johnson's attempted cross from that far side. Fredriksson in his left back position, chips it up looking for Gudjonsson. He curls it inside. Davis wins the battle for that one, feeds Wilson. Now James is looking more confident now. James shoots right-footed, always going high and wide. Helen Ward.
Now I wonder if Brennan Johnson could have fizzed that ball across first time when he got it out wide. I can almost understand why he didn't, having a look up and seeing the two Welsh players a bit outnumbered, but for me I think once he has a touch he allows them to get into a shape and it's a little bit easier to defend. But you know, it's been a promising start in the second half without anything too exciting happening from Wales. Certainly better than the start of the first half anyway.
Yeah, Wales were behind after 7 minutes in the first half, and to be honest, Iceland could have scored a couple more.
I think they've clearly missed Zaxon, hasn't they, since he's gone off.
Yeah, not looked the same up front.
No, not at all. Not even from midfield as well, Robbie. Don't seem to have that same sort of platform I speak of so often to play off.
Nico Williams caught in possession. Chance here for Ellison, and Ward palms over a shot from 20 yards. You cannot rule out Iceland, though. We saw that in Reykjavik.
Yeah, Nico Williams has got to just see that clear. He doesn't need to have a touch. Gets caught and almost gets punished. It's easy save for Danny Ward in the end, but can't afford to give them too many of those sorts of chances.
5 minutes into the second half. 2-1 Wales. And it will be Thorsteinsson of Hertha Berlin who's going to take this corner, former Fulham player. From the Iceland left, he's going to curl it in right-footed. It's to Gudjonsson, who missed his kick. Had a second bite at it, but no chance. And then a shot goes across the 6-yard box from Thorsteinsson, who came in to pick up the loose ball from having taken the corner.
They got away with that twice, didn't they, Wales? Quick succession. First from the corner. Just to see. Gudjonsson should have done far better with that opportunity. He's almost tried to lash the ball so hard. Trying to spin and hit it towards goal from 6 yards out. He just needed the side foot to just guide it, really and truly.
That's what, the second or third time he's been on his own.
Wales have lost possession again on the edge of their own penalty area. Gudjonsson, no one on this near side to look at, and he's cursing the air. As Dan James fought Samsted down this near side, the Iceland right. They are dangerous. They have come to attack. They've not come to sit back, Iceland.
Yeah, a lot of the opportunities, though, Rob, that we've seen have come from Wales being a bit lax in defence or just switching off. It's not they've not pulled them apart. It's just come from Wales' mistake. Just need to tighten up that defence.
Ben Davis throwing to Harris. Nice turn by the substitute to Darson. Inside his own half, and he's under pressure, but he manages to curl it out to this near side where Johannesson, who scored against Montenegro on Saturday. He collected. It's now back with Paulson of Plymouth in the Iceland half. Now Ingerson looks like they're on a Samsted. Davis heads it away. Throw is going to be taken by Traustason. No, he leaves it to Samsted. Who's at League One Birmingham on loan from FC Twente. He was the most capped Iceland under-21 international. Played 30 times for the under-21s. Not quite there with the senior caps. This is his 23rd. Well, that's called serving your apprenticeship, Nathan.
Yeah, it's good though, Rob. It's I always say it's difficult for players to get up from that 21 squad into the full squad. It's often taken for granted if you play 21s. Players think they're going to automatically make it to the first team, and it's incredibly difficult.
Craig Bellamy applauds the pressing. You want to applaud the throwing from Ben Davis then. And it's curled away up to Gudjonsson on halfway. He's had Roden in close proximity. And then there's a lovely ball through out to Fredriksson. Nico Williams had to get there and did, which means they're short on that left-hand side, which is where Nico Williams goes. Johnson goes into the middle. Williams holds it up, thought about crossing right-footed, plays in Wilson. Wilson has a little run down that right side. Now Nico Williams can cross, but he can't find a red shirt. But Wales win it back on the edge of the box. Davis wide to Daniel James, who's seen him shoot from here. He does so again, but he's blocked by 2 Iceland players, and the ball rolls out on this near side for a corner.
It's much better start, much more rhythm in the game for Wales in the second half. They've taken that short corner quickly.
2-1 Wales, and a header which goes over the top from the captain Davis, palmed over the top by Valdimarsson of Brentford. Another corner from the left. Canton End trying to suck the ball in while singing as well. Try and do that, that's hard. As Sheehan plays the corner over, goes past everyone. And out for a goal kick.
I think Ben Cabango's having a little word with the ref there. Felt that his shirt was being held. He was steaming in on it, on that far post.
There's a lot of holding going on by everyone in there by the looks of it. You're not going to get a penalty for that.
No, he clutched him really and truly.
Still 2-1 in Montenegro to the home side against Turkey. Sheehan now on halfway. Wales definitely dictating play in this second half in a way they didn't in the early stages of the first half here on Radio Wales Sport. Dan James sprints to the byline, left-footed cross in. Oh, Valdimarsson dropped it. Cullen was sniffing a hat-trick, but the Iceland keeper just recovered before Cullen could get a touch.
Love that Daniel James attacking the defender on his outside. Left him standing.
Well, he's got gas to burn, hasn't he? So
yeah, he's really quick over that first 5-10 yards.
Fredriksson tried to escape Brennan Johnson then, but to no avail. Good defensive work. And it's going to be a throw into Iceland, 15 yards inside their own half, in front of an impatient Ninian stand. And actually, the referee, Antonio Nobre of Portugal, he was impatient as well. And he tells Fredriksson, get a move on. So it's a Wales throw. And Sheehan hoists the ball across to James. Remember, Samsted has been booked, so he has to be careful. Not the best ball from Cullen that time to James. James will try and keep it in. Instead runs out for a goal kick. And it's still 2-1 Wales.
Oh, Wales have been camped in their half now for a good 3 or 4 minutes, Rob. Which is a good sign.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be any suggestion of them sitting back and taking what they've got. Looks like they want to press home and get that third, which I think will do them the world of good if they can get that in the next 5 or 10 minutes or so. It'll really settle any nerves that may remain.
They're not winning those clearances from Valdimarsson now without Oscarsson there, are they?
No.
The Johnson is not the same in the air as he is on the deck.
Like we said, Rob, he does everything, doesn't he?
Yeah, free kick coming Iceland's way on halfway for the foul on Johannesson. So Iceland, let me quickly give it to him. Valdimarsson in goal, Fredriksson, Paulsen, Ingerson and Samsted, Johannesson, Traustason and Posteinsen, Thordarson the substitute, Ellison the substitute, and Andri Gudjonsson, son of
Ida,
yeah.
Play with him at Bolton.
Yeah, Chelsea, Barcelona, Bolton, and his granddad was Arne of Anderlecht. As the ball's over the top to the aforementioned Gudjonsson, plays it back. Oh, how did that stay out of the line?
I'm not sure.
No,
Rob. They're claiming handball. No, they're claiming handball, Rob.
Right. The Iceland players are complaining about something, that's for certain. The referee has moved them away.
I think Johnson was tapping his hand, giving it that handball motion. Not sure how it stayed out.
So we're just going to replay on our screen now. Here's Gudjonsson. Up it behind. No, I don't think it was a handball.
Yeah, Nico Williams is starting.
Brilliant stop by Nico Williams. That ball was going in. Throw in taken on the far side. Hour on the clock. Cross into the Wales penalty area. This time Davis is right behind it. Heads it out to James. And Wilson gives chase. Paulson's across. Wilson beats him to it. Wilson bears down on the penalty area. Shoots straight at Valdemarson, who stood strong.
If that's Daniel James, if that's the other way around and Dan James is racing, I think he gives himself a little bit more time, gets away from the defender even more. He does so well in the first instance. He's brave. He just can't get a touch into the box away from the defender, and his shot in the end is easy for the goalkeeper. He needs to drill it really with his laces, try to whip it, but never was on from that angle. But almost a brilliant counter-attack from Wales.
For Steinson. Harry Wilson gets the acclaim of the crowd. James cuts out a through ball, but then it's and then it's a slip by Cabango. Ellison across the penalty area. Chance here for Iceland, and it's curled over the top. What a miss from 10 yards by Paul Steinson.
He's going to have dreams about that, and those dreams, well, nightmares. Paul Steinson queuing up, two of them.
Just a catalogue of errors, really, wasn't it? Right from Liam Cullen trying to find Dan James, misplaced the pass, then Ben Cabango slips.
Ben Davis
helping it to the player, and then he just smashes it over the bar when he had a lot more time.
It's not a Wales performance of any surety, is it? That adds to it. Ward clears the ball straight up for a throw into Iceland, midway inside the Wales half. Down this near side, the Iceland right. Defensively has not been watertight tonight. Gudjonsson holds off Davis, cuts inside one, holds it away from Cullen. Then Torstadson breaks past two, but I think Samsted got in his way, so it's a Wales throw, almost level with their own penalty area. The captain, Ben Davis, level with Neville Southall tonight on 92 caps. He's 19 behind Gareth Bale. I did say, are you going to go for Bale's record? And he said, I'm going to play for as long as I can. Which wasn't a no in my book. What a play he's been for Wales as well. Cabango and Roden. One still at Swansea, the other former Swansea. Ben Davis is former Swansea as well. So is Josh Sheehan. Swansea Academy in full show here. Roden heads it into midfield, picked up by Swansea City's Liam Cullen, but he loses out to Johannesson. Ball is curled forward. Ward came out for that one, breaks the Gudjonsson, nowhere to go, flicks it across to the substitute Tordarson. Tordarson again, curls it out to the right hand side, can't find Samsted, headed away. Traustason is there though. Iceland keep possession, but they're under pressure now. Harris and James lead the press. Valdemarson curls it forward, hoists it up to halfway. Cabango has an easy ride on that one. Picks out Cullen. Now Wilson inside right position. Overlapping is Williams. Nico Williams, chance to cross, little step over, low drive in, and Valdemarson's right behind it, on his knees to collect.
Yeah, really good play by Wales. High press from the two lads up front. And real commanding play by Cabango. Ball into Cullen, holds the ball up well, brings his teammate into play.
Now they're running 2 minutes behind in Montenegro. There was a catalogue of errors there as well by Sverrir Ingersson. Miscontrolled the ball, then banged it against Samsted, so it's a throw into Wales, high up in Iceland territory. 2-1 Wales lead, 64 minutes on the clock. At the moment, Wales are topping Group B4. With Turkey losing 2-1 in Montenegro. Ball over the top of Cabango, it will elude Gudjonsson. He was actually born in London, Andrei Gudjonsson. And there's a change coming on. You want to calm the game down? Why not bring on Joe Allen? And it's Mark Harris who's making way. Joe Allen, who came out of retirement and now earns his second cap on his return, his 76th overall. The Welsh Pirlo is back in action and looking to see out the last 25 minutes, or help Wales see out the last 25 minutes unscathed. Another Swansea player on the floor. Johnson is in here. Johnson! Brennan Johnson! Scotty down the right-hand side. And this time he picked his spot, with Fredrickson complaining that he was brought down on halfway. But there was no flag, no whistle, and Wales have breathing space. It's Wales 3, Iceland 1.
Yeah, never in doubt, Rob, was it? You just felt, as you see him going through one-on-one with the keeper, I felt fully confident that he would beat the keeper. The ball's running for him lovely. Great first touch. At his feet, takes a second touch and then just slots it on the diagonal across the keeper. Superb finish. Great work from Cullen and Harry Wilson in that midfield. Terrier-like to win that ball back. And Brennan Johnson just crowns off a very good move from Wales.
Scored in Iceland, scored against Iceland here. Fredrickson is still complaining. In fact, he's going to get a booking. He did go to ground on halfway, but there was no flag, no whistle, and it's 3-1 Wales. Now, I think...
Oh, someone's getting booked over it, yeah.
A yellow card for one of the Iceland coaches. A reminder that Craig Bellamy's assistant Pete Kramer was sent off in the final minutes of the game in Turkey. So it's 3-1. Craig Bellamy has also been booked. Here we go.
I think that was a little bit earlier when there was a foul on the near touchline. Yeah, that's a fantastic finish from Brennan Johnson. It's exactly the sort of finish he's needed for Wales, I think. You know, people were still questioning him. He'd scored a couple before now in this campaign, but that sort of 1v1, that clinical, it's what we've seen him do for Spurs so often this season, and it was a really, really well taken goal.
Dan James is going to be booked now. He's not one of the Wales players on a booking. And Wales have scored in the second half for the first time under Craig Bellamy. So 3-1. And we will eagerly await news from Montenegro. It's still 2-1 there now. And whereas we played 68 minutes, Montenegro, Turkey is just 66 minutes into the action. If Turkey get an equaliser, they will be through on goal difference. It's that tight.
What about if we get a fourth?
And then it's down to away goals. And Turkey have more than Wales. It's really complicated.
I know, that is complicated. Why is it just down to goals?
There was a scenario where it could go to disciplinary points, and Pete Kramer's red card on Saturday would put Wales above Turkey on that, or rather behind Turkey in the table, but gave them more disciplinary points than Turkey had. That would have been ironic, wouldn't it? But I think that was for a 3-0 win rather than a 3-1 win. I mean, I don't know whether they trust me with all this. This is my big failing as a commentator. I failed in O-level maths twice. Allen, great interception on halfway. Johnson moves forward. Got a goal under his belt now. Into the penalty area. Thinks about shooting left foot in. Oh, nothing behind it. Dribbled along, but it comes back out to him. can't control it. Allen does though. Back to Nico Williams. This is more like the Wales strutting their stuff that we know under Craig Bellamy. They don't, and they're giving the ball away. Personal commentator, that one. Good Johnson holds off Allen. Good Johnson still going. Took 2-3 to stop him. Shear made the decisive tackle. Oh no, it's a foul.
He's given a foul for a little tug by Joe Allen, I think. And Brennan Johnson, Prince Thordarson, he just absolutely breezed past him like he wasn't there. His shot was weak, as you said, Rob, on his left foot, but see, he's clearly got his tail up, full of confidence. I'd be surprised if this game ends 3-1, to be honest with you.
No, that's a bit of a worry, isn't it? But you never know.
I mean, Wales score again.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Happy days. You did say that before the start.
Ever the optimist, Rob.
Davis heads away the free kick from Iceland. I think Wales wanted offside, but I've got a feeling Ignason had stayed back. Yeah. Stayed good, the right side of Ben Davis. And it's going to be a throw which Samsted will take. Awkward ball from Johannesson now. Thinks about crossing from the right, does so. 2-3 players converge on it. And a total mishit by Thordarson. That's going to be a foul. That's going to be another yellow. The Wales players are getting involved in this. I don't think there's any need. They brought down Wilson. It was one of those tackles you see all the time with a player breaking over halfway.
I think it's because it's so cynical, Rob.
Yeah, it was. And I don't think the man walking away, who is Arne Trostausen, is going to get away with that.
Well, he just went and apologised to Harry Wilson. And Harry Wilson just totally blanked him and walked away. So that tells me with the babyface assassin, there's a bit of payback coming.
I think Paul Steinson was booked then as well. Turkey about to make 2 substitutions. Aga Harida and Craig Bellamy having a chat then.
Turkey?
How do you know what Turkey are doing?
Sorry, Iceland. They're on the chat then, the two of them. Craig Bellamy walked over to Harida's 6-yard box. Samsted has gone down. I think the referee's given a foul this time. And it's 3-1. You just cannot take your eyes off this one now. Anything could happen. Don't forget call Rob at 9:45. As soon as this game finishes, myself and Nathan Blake. I don't know how Helen Ward got away with it, but she's not with us. Nathan Blake and myself.
She's got a cold, to be fair, Rob.
Oh yeah.
Give the kid a break.
And
And he didn't even offer a Strepsil.
Oh, you can have a Strepsil if you want.
Other cough sweets are available.
OK, we've lost commentary, unfortunately, here. We'll try and get Nathan and Rob and Helen back on BBC Radio Wales and Sounds as Wales make a substitution here. And Sorba Thomas coming on for Wales in place of Dan James as Craig Bellamy continues to bark instructions to his players. Apologies for the loss of connection here. I think, have we got them back? Yes, they are back. Let's rejoin the guys. Let's rejoin Rob. There you go, Rob. You carry on now.
I wonder why you're interrupting me there.
I know, all the panic. It's like, we haven't done anything.
So, we are top of the league as the shout as Samsted makes his way off, being helped off between 2 of the Iceland physios.
Substitution for the visitors, leaving the field is number 15,
So, for Steinson is making way, and so is Samsted. And the 2 changes are William Williamson and Dagan Paul-Halson. Dagan Paul-Halson plays in Orlando, and William Paul Williamson plays for Birmingham City. So, by the way they lined up with that goal kick, it's 4 up front now. They've got nothing to lose. They're guaranteed a playoff spot, either relegation or promotion. At the moment, Iceland, it's heading towards the relegation against a team who finished second in one of the C groups. Montenegro have a third against Turkey. It's looking so good for Wales here. It's Montenegro 3, Turkey 1, and there really is breathing space now for Wales. They lead Group 4B proudly with 12 points, and Craig Bellamy could be in for a really special night here, earning promotion in his first campaign. And the crowd know it. The crowd know it. Listen to that noise. And Nikola Kristic has got a hat-trick for Montenegro. Kristovic, the Lecce player, has got a hat-trick for Montenegro. They're going to be off the mark if they hold on to that. And Turkey are going to have to settle for a promotion playoff. But there's still 14, 15 minutes to go here, and still a bit longer to go in Montenegro. Helen Ward.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's just lifted the crowd a little bit. You know, there was a little bit of a lull in the game just because of the stoppages and things, but crowd have obviously got wind of the score over in Montenegro, and it's just given everybody a little bit of a lift. Everybody's enjoying the moment, and it's just down to the team now. Can they see it out and then hope that that scoreline stays the same in Montenegro?
Yeah, I said before the game, Rob, stranger things have happened. It's always a difficult job when you know you have to go and win somewhere. Wales are doing their part. Let's hope the Montenegrin team can hold out.
Well, I was saying beforehand that they didn't look as bad as their no points suggested, did they?
And I think lots of people were just saying it was almost a foregone conclusion. But I always say football is you know, it's never that sport. It's never that straightforward, right? There's always shocks. So if Turkey were at home, I would have said, yeah, more likely they'd win. But away from home, it's like I said, having to win. It's always a difficult task, especially straight after a game that you've put a lot into against Wales.
And listen to this chant. Sorry, Nathan.
Yeah, I can hear it.
They're chanting Montenegro.
It's a bit early, but hey, why not?
They haven't done that before at this Cardiff City Stadium.
It's a foul, surely.
Fredriksson loses possession, and now Sorba Thomas, fresh pair of legs, charges forward. Oh, he's nicked it off the defender. He's being held, and then he loses out.
No, he doesn't. Still got it.
To Ingersoll, who wins it back. Now Joe Allen heads towards the penalty area.
Oh. 4 years ago he hits that.
Yeah, he thought about shooting then, didn't he? This is unbelievable stuff, isn't it? 3-1 Wales. And Sheehan tried to find the run on that far side of Wilson. Well, Williams back to Wilson.
And starting to play with that attitude,
yeah,
Rob, that flow, that confidence.
Almost taunting this Iceland defence now.
If they get a fourth, I think, you know, before the end of the game, they could even possibly get a fifth. But let's hope they can really put this game to bed by getting that fourth goal. But they look so comfortable at the moment. He's the last person you want to face, don't you?
Yeah,
Sorba Thomas.
A difficult evening. He's up against a sub who's got fresh legs as well, Stefan Tordarson, who's normally a midfield player.
Yeah, playing in a fullback position against someone who just wants to run at you constantly.
Yeah.
And won't give you a moment's peace when you're on the ball.
So Ward takes his time, then hoists it long, looking for Mark Harris. Harris is being held, but Wilson takes over.
Phillips, but it was Liam Cullen did all the hard work, held the ball off, and then he just lets it roll to Harry Wilson, who picks his spot absolutely tremendously. He's not had it easy the last couple of games, Harry. We're used to seeing him play so well. Don't get me wrong, he's not been bad by any means, but he hasn't had the opportunities you'd hope. He's had that one-on-one earlier. He'll be delighted with that finish, and Craig Bellamy absolutely elated on the sideline. Fantastic from Harry Wilson.
Sumptuous finish, Rob. Absolutely love the way he strikes that ball. Such a wonderful left foot. He almost puts a top spin on it so it dips. Beautiful finish. But as Helen said, Cullen, just that nuisance factor. Body in between ball and man, and is fouled in the end, but great advantage by the referee. And how you say, that finish by Harry Wilson, I think they can go on and get 5, Rob, like I said.
Well, it's their best win since Finland in the playoff semi-final. But Harry Wilson goes to 12 goals now, goes above Leighton James, above Billy Meredith, above our very own Sam Vokes. He is now level with Ryan Giggs and Di Astley in the Wales goal-scoring stakes. He's now got 4 in 5 games for Wales. He just cannot stop scoring, but there are none better than that one, I would vouch. And listen to this celebration. 4-1. Free kick curled into the Wales penalty area, headed out, picked up by Gudjonsson, who put Iceland in the lead, don't forget. Can't thread it through a crowd of Wales players, played up towards halfway. It's going to be played back in by poor Halson, but Wilson takes it.
That's why you do your abs, Rob.
Yeah, in the stomach.
After every session.
That does hurt.
You crunch them out, you're 500 after every session. That's why. No breath in your body, sprint in, and the ball just cracked from a yard right into the stomach. He's okay. He's fine.
He's braver than me. And again, most people are.
Just looking at the kids in the crowd, Rob, so excited, bouncing around. It's great to see little boys, little girls, 7, 8, 9 years old, singing, jumping around with their parents. Brilliant.
Well, it's just
it's been an opposite, hasn't it?
Yeah.
We haven't seen a second half performance or a second half goal, and tonight seen an average first half performance and a great second half performance.
But an average first half performance in which they came out on top.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's something to be said for that, isn't there?
Yeah.
Oh, listen, you've got to join us tonight on Call Rob. It could be a celebration. It will be a celebration. 03 700 100 110. Text Jess on 81012. I can see Jess now. She's smiling as she looks into her laptop. And you can send us a voice note as well. We love a voice note, as you know. 03 700 100 110. And post to our BBC Radio. A lovely touch by Johnson. Williams is still full of running. He's been held back. Then he goes to ground. Fredriksson brought in down, but I think it's the first foul that's going to be penalised, is it? It is. Luckily for Fredriksson, that was Johannesson. I'm losing track of all these bookings now.
Wales playing with a swagger now, Rob.
They are, aren't they?
A little over from Brennan Johnson. Almost nonchalantly done it.
I have to say the introduction of Joe Allen at that time was a masterstroke as well. It allowed Harry Wilson to push on one, and then Liam Cullen into that sort of floating false 9 position that we've seen used so often, and I think that's made a real difference to Wales's play. You know, Mark Harris did okay in the first half. I'd say he ended the first half really well, but I think it's just given us a little bit of a different dimension with those two linking up so well up top together, and that security and steady Eddie sort of Joe Allen in there. He's come on, he's looked really good today, Joe, so I think that's been a really positive move by Craig Bellamy.
He's a scrapper, Cullen, isn't he? Doesn't give anything up.
For his sight, he puts himself about.
Yeah, puts
6 minutes to go. Wilson kills in the free kick, comes off an Iceland head. That's going to be a corner. It is. Wales have 2 substitutes in the wings.
What a nice position, eh?
And Jordan James. Not bad, is it? Connor Roberts, excellent in Turkey on Saturday. And Jordan James, a real find ever since he came into the Wales team. Not playing so much in France at the moment, but he'll relish this opportunity to be part of this. They all will. Well, let's give a shout out to Ben Davis, Joe Roden and Nico Williams. Played every minute of this campaign so far. The 3 Wales players to do so. Corner comes in, cleared away, half cleared away, almost sat up for Sheehan to hit. Wilson goes all the way back to Danny Ward. They won't mind that. 1 or 2 are starting to go. Must be work at 10 or something.
Or snow.
Oh yeah, that's a point.
I have to say, from what was like I said, average performance for the first 30 minutes, since then Wales have been excellent, Rob.
Yeah.
Sheehan in that midfield. Cabango started a bit shaky, but all the lads, all the lesser cap lads, really well.
Nathan Blake with the accompaniment of the red wall.
I think it goes to show how far the squad has come in such a short space of time, that the likes of Jordan James and Connor Roberts are coming off the bench. You know, those 2 players for so long, you know, ever since Jordan James made his debut, he's been a first choice pick in the midfield. Connor Roberts has been at right back for so long, and yet they're coming off the bench. It shows how much more trust Craig has in his squad and how they're delivering as well.
And we said Ian Hunt earlier, Rob, you know, it's for Craig. He knows players are listening, and he clearly, truly believes that these players have more to give than what some people, ourselves included at times, expect.
He was talking yesterday about making Wales a big football nation and a strong football nation.
Well, if you don't say it, it doesn't happen, right?
Yeah.
It's like the situation when you say, you know, oh well, you know, we're just happy to stay in this position or qualify. At some point, I always say, at some point you've got to step forward and say, right, we're going to go and try and mix it with the best of them. But if you don't actually believe it, then it will never happen. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And I think he truly believes in what he's saying, and the players are believing in it more importantly.
Into the last 4 minutes, remember, no Ampadu, no Ramsey, no Kiefer Moore, no Wes Burns. It just adds to the depth of Welsh football.
No David Brooks tonight either.
And no David Brooks tonight either. Really good point.
Which is a shame, because looking at this second half, he'd have had an absolute field day. He'd have loved it out there.
Well, they're all loving it out there at the moment, aren't they? Actually, James and Roberts have now sat down. Wilson tries to drive her out towards Sorba Thomas. This time it's cut out. But Thomas is back to muscle his way, looking for the ball.
Let him have it, Sorba. Let him have it. Let him have it. 4-1 to the good. He's going to get booked for that now. Yes, it's. I know he's thinking, oh, plus substitutes are coming on anyway.
So Brennan Johnson makes way. A goal contribution from him. His 5th for his country. And also going off is Josh Sheehan. Johnson really put breathing space between Wales and Iceland with the first second half goal of Craig Bellamy's reign, and Harry Wilson has added cream to the top. Josh Sheehan goes off. What a development he's had this Nations League campaign as well. And the crowd of 28,240. They won't worry about the traffic jams going home, I don't think. Might be concerned about the snow when they get there, but as typical of tonight, Gudjonsson, who started off in fine form with a goal in 7 minutes, has just hoisted a shot over the top.
We heard from the Icelandic media before the game, didn't we? And this result is going to do nothing for the manager. I think he was saying he's out of contract now.
He is. His contract is up in December.
And they want an Icelandic person in charge.
Yeah.
And, you know,
I mean, Yeah, you won't get many more experience than him, mind. Although, to be fair, he's 71.
Joe Allen. I swear, for someone so small, he's just so tigerish at the tackle. He just goes in with everything. He means it. Gets the foul against him, but so tenacious.
Cross into the free kick into the edge of the Wales penalty area, headed away by Cabango. Launched forward by Sorba Thomas. Fredrickson has to he hit the ball behind him, and then Davis and Gudjonsson collide. 3 added minutes to go. Wales are within sight of topping B4. Turkey still losing 3-1 in Montenegro. It would need something spectacular over there now to deny Wales. And Wales are leading 4-1, and we're on air until 10:30 with Call Rob. 03 700 100 110. Text 81012. Share your joy with us. Or post to @BBC Radio Wales. Your verdict on Craig Bellamy's first campaign as manager. I think I know what it'll be, but tell me anyway. Liam Cullen's got 2 goals. Brennan Johnson got 1. Harry Wilson got the other. And that has helped Wales move smoothly. Well, actually not so smoothly tonight, but you wouldn't know it by the scoreline. Move inexorably to the top of B4. Going down as one of the great nights, Helen and Nathan.
Absolutely, Rob. Like I said earlier, you understand now when Craig is talking to Ian Hunt saying it's about winning the game, surely you understand that. And it is, because if you draw tonight, you lose tonight, then it's a totally different outcome. You have to win the game and then hope everything else takes care of itself. And so hopefully, fingers crossed, up to this point it has tonight.
In the next Nations League, it's Portugal, Croatia, France, Italy, Germany, the Netherlands, Spain and Denmark. That's the calibre of opponent you move up to with a result like this. And a World Cup campaign which starts in March rather than probably September. One minute to go, Helen Ward, your thoughts?
It's been fun. I think this whole campaign's been fun, hasn't it? You know, it's been exciting, refreshing sort of style of football, energy, new players that we've grown to know all about and love, and yeah, it's just been really good fun, and tonight has kind of epitomised the whole campaign.
We could have the icing on the cake. Here's 4-1. Wilson sizes up a shot. Plays it short to Nico Williams inside the penalty area. Jordan James wide to Sorba Thomas. Thomas crosses, takes a deflection, curls past the far post. Will there be time to take another corner? Turkey still losing in Montenegro by 3-1. They've got 4 minutes of the added 5 to go there. We've got 1 minute of the added 3 here. Make no mistake, Wales are winning Group B. Corner right-hand side. The final whistle goes. The celebration can begin. Craig Bellamy said he wasn't worried about permutations. He just wanted a win. Well, no wonder he wasn't worried, because Wales have powered to promotion in the Nations League with a fantastic victory after falling behind. With a bit of help from hat-trick man Nikola Kristovic in Montenegro, but Wales have done it. Bellamy not just unbeaten in his first campaign as manager, but with a promotion under his belt after 6 games. What a night of the